Hello, everybody. And this is a good Saturday morning on August the 9th. And so I just wanted to come on real quick and do a little video. I got some product in yesterday. I thought I would show you some. It was amazing. And I just thought of some other stuff I need to pick up. But anyway, we'll go through all of this. But I am a Creative Memories advisor from um, Latson, South Carolina, which is right outside of Charleston, South Carolina. And so just letting you know that I try to do these videos every week. I was a little late getting one done this week, but I was kind of waiting on the new product because I wanted to show some things to you. I think I've talked about them, but anyway, they're here. And so, and if you were one of them that got the secret box and we're opening that yesterday and are on the virtual crop and doing that this weekend, that is great because you can get some extra pages done. You can get some plans and a lot of times, and it doesn't matter what you have or what you're working with, and you want to match up some pictures and you've got a few pictures and you see the sketch and you think, oh, these three pictures go this way and these four pictures will go over here. Make that sketch up and put those pictures down and you can put them in your album later even and stuff. So, it's all about getting our memories and our pictures in a photo safe place. And, I always am asking people, if you're doing photos, where are they at? 9 times out of 10, they're on this thing right here, our phone. But when people lose them or they don't have a storage space for them, or they want to look at them later and have to go through folders or find something or whatever. And while that's good and available, but the thing of it is, it's just still one of those things that there's always technology. Then whenever you have to have a new phone or you accidentally drop it or something like that and they can't retrieve the things and stuff, I like to have my memories in hand and on paper or printed. And I know not everybody does it. And we take thousands of pictures now on this little machine and we can't keep up with them all. I'm not telling you to do that, but the ones that you value that you want to keep or some of your history or heritage, those are important. They are a window of your life, no matter good or bad. There's always things that we've gone through or things we've struggled with or things we've had to face. But yet sometimes those photos are our memories, and that's what brings life back to them. And so I know when my grandkids would look through my albums or somebody else, or my husband would say, when did we do this? And I come in and I say, I think it was here. And so then I go get my album and I open it and right here it is. And I tell them it's here. I don't have all of mine caught up. I am so far behind. I'm working towards that. But sometimes you pick and choose, and it's okay. But we have what we call a scrap journal now, and it was formerly our happy album. It was a smaller size, and a lot of people, it was a happy planner, happy album planner. And that kind of probably got mixed up with the other happy planners that are out there by another company, and things. So, that can happen. They can be cross things because crafters do all kinds of things. And so, and if you're a paper crafter, there's all sorts of things out there. So, but I'm here to show you something that I know has been tested and true and tried out. And I have albums right now on my shelf that I've had from Creative Memories for over 25 years, and they are still in pristine state. And I have had some other albums that did not last that time. And I've had them also, some of them had adhesive in there that destroyed the photo or ate the paper or whatever because it wasn't archival safe. So whenever it's it's one of those things where I just want to say sometimes you get what you pay for. And while this is an investment and things, you decide what is important to you. And if it's scrapping your journal and writing down your memories and just having a small photo to remember that moment in time, that's what it does. How important is that for us and stuff? Now, it might not be that important for you, but maybe you just love to work with paper. Maybe you want to embellish or make flowers or whatever, and you want to have something to put those in that is really nice. It's okay too. So I'm just here to show you that there's no right or wrong way of scrapbooking or of paper crafting, or putting your memories in an album or a safekeeping. But I like to know where my pages are going to live, and I like them to live in a photo safe area. Now, I do have to be sure, and when we've moved and things like that, I've had them in the right temperature. I don't store them the wrong way. I have them stored up and down. I do not stack because that presses everything together, and that is not the way you do them. You do not stack your albums like this. You stand them up so that they can breathe, so to speak, even though they got page protectors on them and stuff. Just had a friend that went through a fire and um, smoke damage and that kind of stuff. And they have retrieved and have mostly salvaged all of her albums that were in Creative Memories albums and most of the pictures and stuff because of now she'll have to replace several things there, but she's been able to salvage a good bit. And I've seen others that have done that. I think that's the one thing is fire is the biggest fear. I live in hurricane areas, but I have big totes that I put them in. Then I take my digital things or my, things that I can't replace, the albums that I can't replace pictures of, even though I've scanned a lot of those. So I've got them in digital storage off site. I take those things with me and I have to think these are things and I take the things I can't replace and everything else that I can replace I have to leave. And I've been fortunate that I've never had to face that, but I do try to be prepared. And there are things that people have done. And I read a story about a lady that had, because her daughter had scrapbooked with her, and they had moved to a hurricane area, and their house got flooded and water damage, and they went in about a foot deep. And the only thing she could think of was her albums and her pictures that would be destroyed. But her daughter, that was a teenager, that had a duffel bag that was for their canoe trip that was waterproof. And his daughter put the albums in that bag and it was floating in the house. And they got it and opened it, and her albums were saved of those that she had put in there. I thought how ingenuous that was of that teenage daughter to be able to do that because those were something that was important to her, even though she couldn't take everything with her. And they had to go to a shelter and stuff, and never had done this and things and moved from one state to another state and was not prepared for that. And so, you just never know and stuff. So, but it's what you value, and if that's something that you value, then I wanted to, and I'm rambling. I'm so sorry, but this is a passion that I have, and my passion is for you to get your things in safe things, and things that are important to you, and things that you want to salvage and share and save. And you can look me up. I'm on the website. It's Connie Skaggs, Skaggs, and my zip code is 29456. If you want to do that, you put in my name. You can find me. It doesn't matter where you live. I would be glad to work with you. Okay. And if you don't have an advisor, if you have an advisor or somebody that you already use, then love on them and get your supplies from them. If you don't, I'd be glad to be that person for you. If you'd want to become an advisor, then contact me too, because then you could make a little commission. You have a friend over, you have one customer, you've got some tax write-offs. So I've done taxes for many, many years. So there's ways to make this a profitable business, but also one that's a successful hobby for you too, or a paper enthusiast. I don't know what you want to call it. So anyway, I'm going to change my camera and I want to show you some things that have come out. And some are going to be a refresh because we've called it our Happy Album Glow because we wanted to update things. So let me change my camera. Okay, this is kind of like our original, Happy Album. Our planner, it's got the dated pages, it's got a little bit of stickers, some little icons. You fill these in, and I will show you. This is my current year, and I use it as my uh, business planner. And this is my goals. And I always do a couple pages at the beginning of my goals and things that I want to be able to do for my team and things. Then these are pages that I put. You actually adhere these down. You fill in all your dates. This was a quote that I really liked that month, and I put that out. I've got sales things here that I keep track of, birthdays of people, and these are events or things. And so mine is used straight as a planner calendar, pretty much. So just wanted to let you know that, but just you can do it. You can put pages in between. We have slide in pages. I didn't pull those out. I should have. And, but I can show you those too because, um, this was an older album. I've done a collection for my husband, and we don't have this in the black, so I'm not going to even show you that. But this is he has a little car collection that he done, and he took some pictures. And so he wanted me to keep these in an album for him. And so so these are just slide ins that I can do. And then I put in what they were and things like that. I think there was a couple of them that I added, it was taken the wrong way. So I added a little embellishment in here on it. And so you can see it's fairly easy to pull something together, you know, for someone if you want a quick album. So, but these would even go in between your other pages, in between your calendar pages, you know, like that. And they had put out they put out some different colors ever so often. And this one is for the 2026. And so this one's in a robin egg blue color. And so these are the planner pages. And I at least got those. I always carry pages and things, and I'm not ready to work on my 2026 album yet, but I carry a lot of data over, so I like to start that early. And usually here, in August or so is whenever they bring them out because teachers that use these, then they can have it for the school year and stuff. So you can start it whenever. So that's one of them. They had a new one too. It was the green grid with the golden grid on it. And this one's in our hunter green. It is a common one. And so that is one. And these are 6 3/4 by 10 inches. And this one is in the boysenberry. And that's the one I'm going to probably work on in a minute. But I also wanted to show you because we have custom spines, and this is for a 12 by 12, and then I scored it up here and folded it down under so it still has a finished edge and make that 12 by 12 into a spine that I can read on my shelf. So they did have, and I forgot to look online, but they did have this one is a grape. And this was from a few colors, and they've done some, they've already run out of 2 colors, and this one's on last chance. So if you like the grape, you need to let me know, or else go online and get that and stuff. So, but I kind of wanted to get one of those because I love a bright color ever so often. But what they've done in this scrap journal, they have also come out with our pages. They've come out with a Spargo, and it comes as a 12 pack of, well, it says 13. I don't know why it's 13, but I guess, yeah, because of the months. So 13 pages, and you've got your page protectors in here too and stuff. And so anyway, those are all here, and you can just decorate them however you want to. But they come out with one that's called Wildflower Wishes. Now, in this paper, they now have this fast scrap journal formula. Now they've had this one out a couple years ago, but they've reestablished it. And you get one of these in every pack of this paper. And in here, they show you how to take a 12 by 12. Now this one has got all the grids on it. And I'm going to show you that. And I'm going to probably cut this one apart. So I'll do it as a demo album, so to speak. But each page has got these lines on the back, and all you're going to do is cut them apart, and it's got A, B, C, and D on it. And of course, this is 6 different papers that all coordinate together. And so you've got 6 different papers, and once you cut these, you take these pieces and put them together because it's the same cut. You'll cut, you cut down this way, this way, this way. It always tells you how to cut them. And then you're going to lay them out. And of course, this is your first page and your last page are these because you've got a front page and a back page. But then these others are opened up and stuff. Now, back some time ago, whenever I was working working on something, and I hadn't, this was an old paper pack from one of our National Scrapbook Days, and it had lemons, and this was going to be, and I'm doing this one as a recipe album. And so this has got this same formula in it, and I wanted to show it to you because I think it's exactly the same, yes. And so when you see this, and of course, I'm just going to show you, so from this here, this is the same as this page. Now, I used reversible paper, so, I had more options. So if you take one of our regular package of paper, you take out 6 of the colors and you do them, you've got actually 12 different ones. Or you take, you need 6 pages in order to be able to do the whole album. And so, and of course, I actually put a matte in here instead of having this white because let's say, well, this is not going to be the best, but anyway, this will hold a 4x6 picture right here, And so I grabbed a couple of those so you could see. And then, of course, if you've got a couple of spots here, that this next one shows here. But then they show doing some 3x4s or 4x3s. And so I'm thinking, how many times does your grandson or something post something on Instagram? And if you print that out, that is a perfect size here to do those. I'm just grabbing, this was just some random pictures that I had of his summer camp. And I don't think he'll be watching this, but anyway. But both of those would be like this right here. And I had another picture of, trying to think here if I have one that's going the right way. Well, this one here is not quite, but if I cut that, I could cut the white around it and make it a 4x3. I still have room for journaling over here, decorations, whatever. Okay, so here is a very small album, and I've already got 5 pictures on it. So this is a whole thing. Nowadays we can print off smaller pictures. Matter of fact, you use a couple of the different apps that are out there, like your Project Life app. You might have Epson printer, and you can use your Epson printer app, and you can use Canva, the free version, and you can pull pictures in, scale them down to make them 3x4, so you can print 2 of them off of one 4x6 print, photo, and there you go. You've got that, ready to go. So I'm just showing you, but this is the layout here in this album. And so then this one had a strip across here and 2 here, and then they would put 2 more, more photos here. And I should have just grabbed some matte so you could see where they would go. But if you've done a picture here, you've got one. Well, actually, they've done a 4x4 here, and then another smaller 4x3 and stuff. And same thing, you could put 2 4x4s there side by side if you wanted to. And so you still got a little bit of decoration underneath it. So you've got room to write down here. You could put you a little sticker there, whatever you want to. I'm just grabbing some of these pictures because it will work. So there is already, these pages are done. And then we go over to this page and you've got two here. Well, if you didn't want to use the whole thing there and you wanted to put a mat here, you could do that. And well, I didn't trim this down, but yeah, I did. Okay, so I did make it as the 4.5 by 6.5. And so then, see, you've still got, that's all trimmed. You can add a couple more here if you want to. They have it to where they've got a smaller, you know, they've got a smaller one here, and where you'd write on that side or whatever, you know, you make a journal box or something if you wanted to write on it. So I'm just kind of showing you different ways that this whole album, so that would be these pages here. And so all you're doing is adding a little bit of decoration. Here you just added two of these pieces down, and then you would be taking photos. You have your tall ones, and that would go all the way down. And this one, I don't need the whole photo, so if I just cut, you know, the portion there, this one goes up here, this side. And again, this one, I don't need the whole photo. And so if I cut that down to a 4x4, then you've still got all four of these pictures here on these two pages. This is a really a quick way to do a small album, you know, and that's the reason it calls it a fast scrap journal formula. So these may not be and then I think that was the next one. And I chose not to put these in the center here, but put them in the center of the page. So, you know, it's still your album. You can do what you want as far as that goes. And then you come over here to the last. Oh, no, that is, I must have skipped a page. I did skip a page. My bad. So then you've got this one here. And so it does show two down the middle and this little stripe here, which is the same as this grid. And then this one is your last one with these here. You have, you know, two photos this way. And then, forget where my 4x6 ones was, or my 4x4s. Okay, like this one, I don't need a whole picture. This one, I didn't need a whole picture. And so if I cut them off at 4x4, still got room, journal down the sides here. So you still done. And then what you do, so you say, well, we've got all these other pages. Then you repeat again, and you can make these. And that's what you get out of these 6 pages. And so, you know, it's a 1, 2, 3 thing, you know, well, it's a B, C, D as far as that goes. So I wanted to show you, and of course, remember that first picture, you know, had that first page, and of course, this is the back page. Remember, I showed you this was the first page, this is the last page. So that's how these work, like I said, so just letting you know. And so, just lay that aside. So that way then on this grid, and by using this, you use your measurements, and then you don't have to have these grids on the back. You know, you can use any paper pack you want. They had some good, cute stickers here. These are kind of look like pressed flowers. A lot of people like to press a flower and put it in. We have journal. We have little photo pockets, peekaboo pockets they call them. And so we have all different sizes. And so those can be put in and you have something inside it. It can be protected. You can still put pictures in there. Some cute sayings, the little flags, you know, little titles, little embellishments that are the right size and things, little boxes, you know, so a lot of, some fun little decorations. And these are, you know, like the clear stickers is underneath it. So what's going to show is only the flower itself, you know, when you put it down on the white or the Spargo pages. So let's go ahead and cut a page or so and let me show you about that. First, though, let me go. I'm always jumping gears on y'all, but I also wanted to show you, and I already got it in my tote. Over here. And see, these are my new guides for my cardstock. And we got the 29 pieces of cardstock, 29 different colors, but I had 25 of these. Some others are in over there. But I wanted to pull out 4 new colors that will be released this week. I have plum. I have songbird blue. I started to say cornflower, but I think that's cone flower. And a caramel brown. These 4 products will come out. I believe they thought they would be available this coming Thursday. I will be ordering. They will come 10 in a pack. So let me know. They are $10 for cardstock. And so let me know if you want any of these colors. If you're my local people or whatever, let me know. I'll be putting in an order for that. Let me show you one other thing. This, and I didn't take it apart because this one is already for someone else. I've already got another one that I didn't have it all put together. But this is our rainbow dot border punch storage. So, and it'll hold 12. This is like a foam board. It will go, and it's goes down in the case, and it holds 12. These type punches. And I forget which way. I think we'll go down in this way. Yes, because it got a slot down in there that will hold this beyond, and then it comes up to where, I mean, that little slot down in there, you see that little hole, it'll go down in there, and then this will be, right there ready for you. Let me go that way. Anyway, just letting you see this. These are $47.75. These also will be released. They said Thursday. The shipment, they have guaranteed that that shipment is coming in. They just missed the shipment time. Some things, like I say, logistics just don't always work the way you want them to work. We were, as advisors, able to get this a few days early, but they run out. They had set aside enough of that first shipment, and we only had like 48 hours to order in. And we could only get one at a time, that one per advisor. So just let you know, I haven't put this all together and everything, but I did want to show it to you. And so these are some more new products. And you're always wanting to go to your, your crops with things available for you. So, and anyway, these are coming out. This is kind of matching our Croptoberfest. Colors that are coming out, or fall colors that are coming out, just letting you know that ahead of time. So anyway, I'm excited about those. And now let's get into cutting this. Because whenever they do these things that they're saying it's a formula, um, you know, and if you pay attention on these guides, it even tells you this is D, 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 D. So D is all these little blocks. And so you can mix and match whatever colors you want to put on them, and stuff. So you're going to have 12 because you have two for each page, six different shapes. And so that way you'll have six different ones. So just letting you know that that's for your front and your back. So, I just know that it takes you two of these sets to do them. So, because you do need to do it, um, it'll be able to, for your optional supplies, you just need to have extras, as far as extra paper and things. But let's just go through this. And if you pay attention, you want to cut this line down first or this one, either one. And whenever I do that, I match up my line. And I wanted to show you something here because I know I've told you about this, but on our trimmer, see this 3 up here? This is the line that's going to cut. You can't even see that line, but you can see this next line because that one has been being cut so much, it's time to change it. So take out this strip and I'm turning it around to where 4 is at the top because see, I've already used 1 and 2 and 3 is now used up. And so 4 is going to be my new cutting surface. So it's nothing like starting on a new surface when you're cutting new paper. Okay. Of course, our blades are in here. So our housing for our blade. Very easy to use. Okay. So now, like it says, if on here, it tells you the measurements so that if you wanted to go by measurements on a piece of paper that didn't have the A, B, C, and D, and it says 6 3/4. So you would go out here to 6 3/4 and see, and that's right where that line is. And so then you would, that part, and you turn these and you trim these right where they're at. And of course, by putting these lines on here, it makes it super easy because you don't have to worry with it. And I did not push down on that one good. And so what you want to do is you're going to be able to stack these all. You want to stack all your B's, all your A's together. Well, I keep doing that. I think I don't press at the beginning. A, B, and I'll just show you here. I'm gonna miss over here on this piece of paper. You can't see it, but that's my index sheet. So I'm just doing that. Since you're gonna have 4 different pieces, C, and there's D. And so I'm going to do this with all 6 pieces of paper. Now I'm just going to, this one says 2 5/8, so you would have to count that as a half, as 4/8, and the next one up is 5/8 if you're just doing it. And so just pay attention to your measurement. And I have doubled these actually is what I've done. So we can cut this faster. I should have already had some of this cut. And I didn't because I just have been running late this week about trying to get my video all done. And so y'all just hang in there with me and we will get this going. because I think it's kind of neat when you see the end result. And I don't advise you all to do this if you've never used a trimmer or something as far as doing multiples, unless you know how to do it and how to apply the pressure that you need and are confident of where you're cutting. And so as I'm doing this trimming here, I just wanted to tell you, our trimmers also, they'll be back in stock. So this is your best investment to me, is our 12-inch trimmer. Got some things I'm going to be doing for my husband. He's working on his landscaping for his trains. And so we pulled out some of our cardstock that he liked to do the streets and roads. And so I'm going to build those for him because I can do that super quick with my trimmer and have those all match up for him. And whenever he's trying to do them down to scale, it's okay. So I have all those cuts, and this is I don't know exactly how much it is now because they had to increase the price. It's a little over $50. But if you join for $49, you get a $50 credit. So then you can put that against this one for your first purchase. Plus, in your first purchase, then you wait a few hours and you have to refresh your computer after you've joined. Then you can go through and you get your join offer. It's a free gift, which is an album, and then it's a foil album, and I think I've showed that on here. And then you also get a pack of pages that are it's our sample pages. So you have 2 white, 2 Spargo, 2 natural, 2 black. Then you have some multi-pocket pages, and then you have some top loading pages. You have all of that in one pack. You have the page protectors to go with all that. It is our highest value, and it's over $70 a free product that you get for joining. That's kind of a no-win, I mean, a no-brainer. So just letting you know, it's out there. So that's what it is for this quarter anyway. Okay, so now we've got all these different pieces of paper. So these are all my C. And of course, whenever I stacked them, I would normally just go through and have all my colors so I could see what all my colors were and stuff. But that's taken a little bit of time there. So anyway, this is my C. These are all my D's. These are all my B's. These are all my A's. All right. So let's see how fast we can. And I'm not going to glue them down, but we need some D's, some mix and match, and it actually shows a lighter, maybe a darker. And so this comes in just a little bit. So you're actually going to have a border there, but these go match it right up against each other. So you have a little border around. And then I need the other pieces down here. Okay, I've already got that one. I don't have that one. And I don't want to. Okay, so that's like your first page. You know, you mix and match however you want to, but that would be my first page. Okay, and I'm just going to flip it because these are going to go every place because I'm not going to adhere anything down. This one, remember, we got two of these A, and so we can pick any of them that you want to pick. But I think I'm gonna pick this kind of blue greenish and this greenish over here. And then let's pick two colors here that would go with that. I'm kind of like kind of bright one, maybe the floral here. Okay, so that's those two. Let's go on to the next one, which would pick two of these for the bottom. Oh, let's do that one and maybe this pinkish looking one. And then we're going to pick two of these. Let's see what we've got. Oh, yeah. See this one, because I don't want them stripes this way. I want to go this way. So that'll go really good. And let's pick this one. Okay. So we got two there. And we're going to go on over. And then we're over onto sketch 4. So I should pull this over a little bit so y'all can see sketch 4. He's just got two of these. Let's pick something we haven't picked. I won't pick this one. So here at the bottom. Let's do this lighter one at the top. All right. Then this one, you need a couple of these. Oh, I kind of like that stripe there. And so with this is going to go over to the edge. And use this darkening out. I might would plan these colors a little better if I was going through on my, with my pictures or something. All right, and these two are in the center. Kind of like that. Okay, so that's those two. Plus it has this. Actually, when we could really still use these same colors on the opposite page. What about that? That kind of decorates that up a little bit. So that's this sketch 6. We're already up to 6. And then we've got sketch 7, which these are down the middle. Now, this is a good spot that if I have two of them alike, I could use two just alike. And so I think I'll do that. Because then on another page, I'll use the other two that are alike. And now what we do is we repeat. And so then you're going to have these 6 pieces. Oh, no, this goes on the back. So don't that one. So then we're going to repeat sketches 2. They start again with 2. And so insert 2 of these. Okay, let's do. And I don't know what I've done before, so and then we need 2 of these pieces at the top. And I think I'm going to do it like that. And then the next one is we have 2 of these pieces. Go with the And then the greens. This one up this way and this one here. So that's sketch 3 again, different colors. And then we got 2 more here at the end. And I think let's do this one at the bottom, this one at the top. I'd have to look and see what I've done before. If I'd done that, I'd just change them around. You could do them alternate, could do them the opposite way. But right now I'm just trying to do the sketch as it is and stuff. Then you've got these 2 on the sides. Wait a minute. This one side. Let's do in the middle. Let's do that a little bit. Let's oh no, let's do that. Do it in the middle. These pieces. Now that I'm not crazy about. So you know what? This is where we're going to take these 2 out. I'm going to put these 2 in. Works okay. And where did I skip? Did I skip a page? I have skipped a page someplace because this should be my 2 that's in the center. And then I should have 1 more page. And so somewhere I've turned a page here that I don't have something on. Yes. That one right there. So this would be this one here in the center. And again, you can move these where you wanted to. And then you've got your 6 for your back page. And I would do them whatever opposite that I did on the front. And there you go. And that's that whole album. So if I glue that together, then that's the sketch. And that's using this 6 pieces of paper that coordinate together. You don't have to worry about mix and matching because whatever you've got, those 6 papers are going to match. So just letting you know that that way that would work. Another thing is this was on, and I don't know if it's still on sale. I think it is right now. The tab punch was, this is half price at $12.50. These are perfect to make and press together, put on your peekaboo pocket so you have a tab to lift them or turn them so you know where they're at and stuff. So just let you know that that was out and available too. Okay, that has been a whirlwind of a video, but I hope that some of this made sense to you today. But the main thing is that I wanted to introduce an official introduction of the scrap journal and how that it can be used. You can see up here on my schedule, my line, I've got some that's already scheduled. I already had them set aside to do some different albums with. I like using them sometimes for a particular event or something like that. So, but I wanted to show you how easy this fast formula was. And whether you get the grid paper, and they are going to come out with others later, this is just our initial one and things. So they just tried to have it something that would work. And, you know, maybe you have a daily journal you want to do, a daily diary or something they call it, or I forget what the name of it is. But I know December, there's a lot of people who do the December days. And where you may not have something that happens every day, but maybe you have something that happens every other day. And it just could be normal things, but not things you want to put in your regular scrapbook. You know, it's okay. You know, you still want to document it, and that's good. So, but I wanted to be sure that you got to see the fast scrap journal formula, that fast formula. We have the fast formula also for a 12 by 12. we have fast fab pages, which are very fast. So, there's several ways to do it, and you do not have to have everything in the world to do it with. We have our simple page kits, where if you just want to do 2 pages a month, you can have an album in a year. And that's not overwhelming to go to get 2 pages and print you off 4 or 5, 6 photos of that event and put them on those 2 pages. So, but then your pages, they have some place to live. So anyway, just letting you know, there's options out there. Again, this is Connie Skaggs from Latson, South Carolina, and I appreciate it. I do have events that are on the Facebook or on the uh, website with Creative Memories. If you're looking for events, I do hold regular scrapbook events in my home. I am limited on space, so it's kind of first come, first serve. And so just reach out to me, and I would appreciate it very much. But I also have virtual online, usually at least once a month, if not twice a month, where we do a Friday afternoon or a Saturday, and I'm looking to increase those so that people can scrapbook together no matter where you're at. And I do that all the time with people from Arizona, Utah, Tennessee, Upper South Carolina, and other areas too. So just letting you know that distance does not matter anymore. And I hope that I can be able to help you with your paper crafting, your scrapbook needs, your tools, anything that is paper related. Just holler, give me a shout out. Again, this is Connie Skaggs from Latson, South Carolina, and I appreciate you watching. Please like my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I appreciate it so very much. Till next week, see you later. Bye.